I've got lots and lots of calls, so I better fire through them. Here's Imran in Manchester. Imran, welcome.
George, how are you? Are you okay?
Yes, very well. Thanks very much for calling. Go ahead, sir.
Excellent. Yeah, I just want to go back to the topic regarding the death of Osama Bin Laden.
Yeah.
I think, first of all, I think the listeners should know it's about the word jihad and what it means. A lot of people have a misconception, and when they translate it into holy war. Jihad actually is an Arabic word. It means to strive or to struggle. Now, a lot of people have taken that out of context and obviously think it means holy war, which it doesn't. I think that's the first point I wanted to make. The second point is to basically draw a comparison between Saddam Hussein and Osama Bin Laden. Now, when Saddam Hussein was caught, I believe he was armed. If you recall, he had a gun with him. Nobody killed him. They got hold of him. They put him on trial. They kept him there for a few months. They questioned him regarding the atrocities that he had caused. Yet here's the world's most wanted man. They were after him for 10 years, and he's just disappeared into thin air. Apparently, he's been given a funeral. Nobody knows anything more about it. I just want to gather your thoughts about the comparison with Saddam Hussein. What do you think about that?
Well, I at length described my feelings about the circumstances surrounding the execution, for that's what I'm sure that it was, of Bin Laden, an unarmed person who was in the possession of heavily armed people, should have been taken for trial, not because he was not, in my opinion, a ruthless killer. I believe that Bin Laden was a ruthless killer. There's no moral qualm about killing a killer. You frequently have to do so, whether the police gunning down a man who's holed up in an apartment somewhere, firing down at the crowd. Sometimes you have to kill them. If we'd captured any of the Nazi killers in hot blood, in the right circumstances, no doubt we would have killed them. But there's also no doubt that the public relations, political value of having taken Bin Laden, to give him a fair trial, and then to deal with the situation that emerged from the trial, that would have been the right thing to do. But the Americans could not do that, because their relationship with Bin Laden is far too complex and far too long-standing. And as Carl and Plasto put it earlier, Bin Laden knew where all the bodies were buried in relationship to the 1980s, in the struggle against the Soviet Union and the government of Najibullah in Afghanistan. So I was sure that they would not want a trial of Bin Laden.
But it all looks a bit too suspicious to me.
Very much so. Very much.
As you quite clearly outlined earlier, we've seen far more atrocious things in our life, far more graphic things than a person getting shot in his head two times.
Yeah.
That's not a valid reason, not to show and display the pictures of Osama Bin Laden. And we see the astonished faces of Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton on the TV.
Yeah.
They buried him straight away. I personally believe that he died many years ago, and they're trying to cover their failure for not catching him. And again, one of the callers outlined earlier, just to gain popularity for Barack Obama. And that's
but why would the Republicans go along with that, Imran? Why would Barack Obama's most bitter, fanatical political enemies who hoped to destroy him in a year, why would they go along with that? Why wouldn't the US military tell a Republican leader that actually this was all just a game? He died years ago. And most importantly, why did Al-Qaeda itself acknowledge his death today, Imran?
That's a fair point, George.
Thanks a lot, Imran. Here's Bob in Stirling.